What is happening on this Wednesday morning? Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Look, we sit here and we are rolling into Alabama week, Buck Fama, Bama Hate week, the third Saturday in October. We're halfway through this season. Tennessee sitting at 5-1. You know, we talked about it after the win over Florida. That was the first time Tennessee has won back-to-back home games against the Gators since 1990 and 1992. Well, guess what? They have the opportunity to do the same thing to Alabama this weekend. They have not beaten the Crimson Tide back-to-back home games since 2004 and 2006. Tennessee still has everything to play for, and I know I keep saying that because I think some people need to hear that. Everything is still in front of them, and maybe it doesn't look the way that you wanted or you expected or the way that I wanted or the way that I expected. Tennessee fourth in the country in scoring defense. I think that's something to be excited about. They're giving up under 11 points per game. They're ninth in the country in scoring offense. Now, that's not where you want Josh Heupel to be. We got high expectations. We got high standards around here. We want to be number one. We want to be at the top of the country in scoring offense. And when you look at what they're doing offensively, they're still running the football at an elite level. That's what Josh Heupel's offense is all about. They're running for almost 250 yards per game. That's first in the SEC in rushing yards per game. So what's off? What's different? What are we concerned about? Well, it's the passing game, right? 11th in the conference. You're ahead of Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Texas A&M, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. And starting off earlier in the year, we saw the big play capability, right? We saw the throws from Nico. We saw the arm talent. We saw the ball placement. We saw what he could do. 414 yards passing against Chattanooga, 284 against Kent State. What happens when the level of competition comes up a little bit? NC State, 211. Oklahoma, 194. Arkansas, 158. Saturday against the Gators, 169 yards. That's not good enough. And I get it. When things don't go the way you expect or things don't go the way that you want, you look for somebody to blame. And I see a lot of this floating around Twitter. I see a lot of it every time I post a video. I see it in the comments section. Looking for somebody to blame. It's got to be Alex Golesh, right? I mean, this offense hasn't been the same since he went to South Florida. It's all about Alex Golesh. He was the play. Look, Alex Golesh was a great offensive coordinator. I would love to have him back at Tennessee. That's not happening. He's gone. Who's calling the plays? Is it Joey Halsley? Is it Josh Heupel? It's the play calling. The SEC, they figured out Josh Heupel. This offense just ain't going to work in the SEC. You know, I talked yesterday in my video about a rant on Twitter from Cole Kubelik. I'm going to play it now. This is the end of the rant. I love it. Let's take a listen to it, and then we'll go from there.
Don't tell me that it's figured out. Don't tell me that Josh Heupel doesn't know how to call plays anymore, or Joey Halsey can't figure out how to get guys open. You saw guys open. You put the ball on the ground. You throw interceptions. They've had 12 3-and-outs the last two games. Okay, so stop pointing fingers at the scheme. Execute at a higher level and do what Tennessee players do. Make plays. Yeah. You go out there and make some plays. This offense can be fine.
Do what Tennessee players do. Go make plays. You put the ball on the ground. You miss guys wide open down the field. You threw an interception. Execute at a better level. Execute at a high level. Go out and do what Tennessee players do, and that's make plays. We're going to get a little bit more into what Cole Kubelik said about the game against the Gators and what this Tennessee offense is doing. But first and foremost, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. Just smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick. It's free. It's easy. It helps the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not journalists. We're not reporters. We don't pretend to be any of that. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We're live tonight. Talkin VAWLS live, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to break down this Tennessee-Alabama game. Maybe we'll talk about play calling. We'll talk about what this team needs to do moving forward to achieve their goals as everything is still out in front of them. We'll be live Friday morning, 10 a.m. with Coach Jay, and then Saturday an hour before kickoff and immediately following the game, the Talkin VAWLS post-game show. Make sure you come hang out for that. But let's go listen to what Cole Kubelik had to say after he had time to rewatch the game, kind of dig into it. Let's take a listen here.
SEC defenses have not figured out Josh Heupel, okay? We'll start with that because I saw 3 balls down the field that one, if you wanted to argue interference, fine, you can do that. I'm not a penalty vulture, so I'm not going to do that. But I could see where you would make the case. Incomplete. 2 down the middle of the field, overthrown, incomplete. 1 deep dig route, deeper down the field, off the receiver's hands, incomplete. I see a mess with the running back fumbled and given back. I see a throw into double, almost triple coverage, intercepted.
So let's kind of talk about what he ran through right there at the beginning of this little clip. You know, Nico finished today 16 to 26, 169 yards, no touchdowns, interception, and of course he had the fumble on the exchange. You know, Cole Kubelik mentions the 3 balls down the field there. The first one, I went back and watched it. That first play he's talking about, the ball was snapped at the 18-yard line. Should have been a touchdown. You had 5 yards of separation. If Nico puts that ball where it needs to be, you go make a play, that's a touchdown. So now all of a sudden, that stat line starts to change. Those numbers that everybody looks at after the game that upset people, that stat line starts to change if you connect on that one ball. Now you're looking at 17 of 26, 251 yards, a touchdown, still had the interception, still had the fumble exchange. Second play he's talking about, another guy open down the field, ball snapped it to 26. All kinds of grass out there to throw it out there and make a play. Another touchdown. Again, another good throw, and that's another touchdown. Ball snapped it to 26. Now, all of a sudden, that stat line starts to look pretty impressive. 18 of 26, 325 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. He talks about a dig route being dropped, more yardage. And then, of course, you know, the turnovers, the interception. It was bad. It was terrible. You don't think Nico sat in that film room after the game and said, I got to be better. I got to see that. That's a terrible throw. The fumbled exchange, you know, going into the game, we're talking about we want to see something different. We want to see him mix it up. We want to see Nico run the football more. Same old song and dance. I can predict the play calls here on my couch. Can you? Can you really? Like, can you really sit there and predict the play calls? I don't know if I believe that. That first drive, they come out, they roll Nico right. He connects with Squirrel White for 14 yards. Check number 1. We want to see him roll the pocket, make Nico comfortable. First play of the game, check mark. Start getting Dylan Sampson going in the run game, has a couple of runs. You come out 3rd and 6, wide receiver stacks. Where are the stacks at? We've not seen that. Where's that at? Come out 3rd and 6, wide receiver stacks. Why don't we throw over the middle of the field? Guess what they do? Squirrel White over the middle of the field. Absolute strike from Nico, 26 yards. We're cooking. This offense is in rhythm. The tempo's going. We're moving. This is what we wanted to see. You run Dylan Sampson a couple more times. You got 3rd and 1. I am sitting here in my chair. You want to talk about predicting the plays. I'm sitting here watching the game going, man, this is a perfect time for Nico to keep one. Perfect time for Nico to keep one. And that's what they do, but he didn't make the play, fumbled the exchange. And I get it. You know, you got to make plays. Do what Tennessee players do. Go make plays. The plays are on the field. You just got to make them.
I see multiple whiffs by offensive linemen for almost negative plays in the run game and pressures on quarterback, which has got to get cleaned up. So I understand there's some frustration about only putting up 312 yards. I got it. But if the system doesn't work and the scheme doesn't work anymore, how are you running for 143 yards? One of your backs goes for 112. Is it just an accident? Those guys who are open, are they open on accident? Deep out, open, pass caught, jump out of bounds. Another deep ball down the sideline, great catch, out of bounds. Then the system doesn't work? Like, that's the play calling?
Something he mentioned there, you know, talking about the deep outside to Chris Brazzell, goes up, makes a play out of bounds. I do want to see more of that. I want to see, let the kid go make plays. We saw it all fall camp, all offseason. We see it in the scrimmages, 50-50 balls. He's going up, making plays. Let's coach like that. Let's give our guys a chance to go make plays when they've got that type of talent. You know, he mentioned there missed blocks in the run game. D. Samp still has almost 700 yards on the ground halfway through the season, 15 rushing touchdowns, averaging almost 6 yards a carry. Cole Kubelik kind of goes on there and says, you know, defenses are adjusting. Florida did some things to make it a challenge for Tennessee. Praise their linebackers, praise their defensive line. Goes on to talk about how, look, it's hard to win in this league. And we hear that a lot, and you're seeing it all over the country right now. It is hard to win in the SEC. But Tennessee can beat you different ways now. He talks about grind it out, grind it out, grind it out, and then let Dylan Sampson eat late in the game. And that's what we're seeing. Again, he's rushed for almost 700 yards. Is it play calling? Is it the system? Have SEC defenses figured out Josh Heupel? I don't think so. And there's nothing wrong with being critical. right? Because I'm critical. I come on here all the time. I mean, we talked all week leading up to that Florida game. We want to see more runs to the outside. We saw a little jet sweep, and it worked. It worked. Talk about running Nico. Yeah, he had the fumble exchange. They went back to it in the third quarter. He pulls one, 12 yards, picks up a first down. Then that sets up later in the game. You guys saw Coach Jay tweeting about it. Nico selling the keep. Now you got to be honest. You got to stay home. Dylan Sampson hits a big run. There's some things that I want to see changed with this offense, just the same as you guys. But at the same time, Joey Halsley, Josh Heupel, this offensive staff, they're drawing up plays that are getting guys open. Nico has to be better. The offensive line has to be better. Pass protection and run blocking. The wide receivers have to be better. Bail your quarterback out every now and then. I get it. Ball's high, ball's fast, ball's quick. Catch it. You're on a D1 scholarship. Make plays. Do what Tennessee players do. Go make plays. I want to know what you guys think. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. Don't give me a generic play calling sucks. Nobody ever gives me an answer. They just say play calling sucks. Well, tell me why. Tell me what you would do differently. Tell me how we had guys running wide open down the field and didn't connect. How is that play calling and not execution? Let's talk about it in the comment section. As always, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. If you don't have a question or a comment, just throw a GBO down there. That helps the channel as well. Go check out the official Talkin Vols merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. Also, shout out to the members of the channel. If you're not a member, think about hitting that join button. You can support what we do for just $1 a month. That's it. Just $1 a month. You get custom Talkin Vols emojis, access to fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits, but you keep this channel rolling forward. So I am grateful for that. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.